Wild boars are known for their intelligence, agility, and resilience. They respond rapidly to perceived threats, making them one of the more challenging species to manage in the wild. Effective tracking and response require precision at every step, as a single error can lead to injury or failed containment. These animals are capable of navigating dense terrain and responding instantly to disturbances. Wildlife control teams must remain alert at all times, often relying on trained dogs to detect movement in thick vegetation. In open fields, teams often position themselves strategically based on expected movement patterns. When wild boars emerge from the tree line or vegetation, an immediate response is required. In one instance, a group of wild boars unexpectedly entered a clearing, unaware of the presence of monitoring teams. The rapid deployment of control measures resulted in the containment of several individuals, while others retreated into the forest. Using locator devices, the team was able to track the direction of the fleeing animals. Deep in the undergrowth, 2 wild boars were discovered taking cover. With proper equipment and careful aiming, one animal was successfully neutralized, while the other managed to escape. In another location, the barking of detection dogs signaled movement. When a wild boar appeared, a member of the team responded with a measured shot to prevent the animal's escape. However, the wild boar, still conscious, reacted unpredictably. The handler, acting quickly and calmly, took additional steps to secure the situation. In more remote areas of the forest, additional teams established perimeter positions. After approximately 10 minutes of observation, one wild boar was sighted foraging beneath the trees. When the animal came into clear view, a single decisive action was taken, resulting in immediate containment. In the same region, further sightings occurred. As several boars passed through the trees at high speed, additional actions were required to prevent the group from dispersing into more inaccessible terrain. The response was swift, ensuring minimal disturbance to the surrounding environment. Wild boars are powerful mammals, highly adaptable to rugged landscapes. Adult individuals can range between 100 to 150 kilograms in weight, with some males exceeding 200 kilograms. Their tusks, used for defense and foraging, can pose risks if the animal feels threatened. Such characteristics make boar population control a necessary, yet complex task, particularly in areas where their numbers have increased rapidly and conflict with agricultural or residential zones occurs. In one region, approximately 8 kilometers from a small settlement, mountainous terrain provided a suitable location for organized control efforts. Upon arrival, team members took up their designated positions while conducting final equipment checks. Soon after, vocal cues echoed from various directions, signaling the presence of nearby animals. A wild boar was observed, moving rapidly across the field. While smaller in size, its agility posed a challenge. Several control measures were enacted before the animal was successfully halted, just before it could vanish into the brush. The day continued under increasingly harsh weather conditions, prompting teams to rely more on trained dogs and efficient movement. After 15 minutes of searching, the dogs indicated strong signs of another target nearby. Without delay, the animal emerged from cover, prompting an immediate response. The wild boar was quickly immobilized following the application of necessary measures. As the team moved along a narrow mountain trail, a sudden noise from a nearby thicket drew attention. A coordinated effort led to the careful approach of the site. With clear communication and precise timing, one wild boar was successfully neutralized with a single clean shot, underscoring the skill and discipline required for such field operations. While these operations are carefully planned and conducted under regulation, they highlight the growing importance of managing wild boar populations, particularly in regions where human-wildlife interactions are becoming more frequent. To avoid detection by wild boars, wildlife control teams typically position themselves downwind. However, the extreme heat in mountainous terrain can create difficult conditions, with high temperatures leading to exhaustion and intense physical exertion. During one operation, a wild boar was spotted along a forest trail. A rapid interception was carried out, followed by a critical and well-placed shot that caused the animal to stumble immediately. With the injury sustained, it was unlikely to travel much farther. In another segment of the operation, while one team member was separated from the main group, the increasing sound of barking signaled the presence of another animal. As the boar suddenly charged out from dense cover, a rapid and accurate response ensured it was brought down effectively. The animal was quickly rendered immobile, and the pursuit came to a successful conclusion. Moments later, another sighting prompted immediate action. A well-timed response secured another wild boar, contributing to a productive day for the team. Despite the challenging conditions, the group recorded significant outcomes in their efforts to manage the boar population. Due to the high density of wild boars in this region, it is expected that further operations will be necessary to prevent agricultural damage and ecological imbalance. This initiative is not merely about physical pursuit, it is part of a broader effort to manage an invasive species that continues to affect local ecosystems and livelihoods. In one instance, tracking efforts were combined with high-speed mobility. Teams used motorcycles to move swiftly across fields and rugged terrain, adding an element of dynamic movement to their operations. After several hours of tracking guided by trained dogs, one particularly large boar was located deep within a cornfield. Anticipating the animal's escape route, a team member moved ahead via motorcycle. As predicted, the boar emerged onto a dirt path, triggering a swift response. A single shot successfully brought the animal down. Elsewhere, another team member used the open field for fast pursuit. A wild boar was spotted fleeing at full speed. Although the initial volley missed, quick maneuvering allowed the team to reposition and stop the animal's escape. A subsequent, carefully placed shot was effective, bringing the situation under control. Additional activity was observed in the cornfields, where another boar attempted to flee. Pursuit dogs engaged in a chase through the dense crops, and the team responded with distant but calculated shots. Despite initial resistance, the animal was eventually intercepted. A final, decisive shot concluded the encounter. As the operation progressed, more wild boars were detected. The team, energized by the success of earlier efforts, continued to sweep the area. Within minutes, another animal was sighted. Swift reaction and accurate targeting ensured another safe and efficient outcome. Motorcycles provided exceptional mobility, allowing the team to navigate a variety of landscapes and respond quickly to real-time developments. Upon receiving word of a wild boar fleeing through the fields, the team moved rapidly to intercept it along a dirt trail. When the animal emerged, a series of warning shots were deployed. The wild boar, caught off guard, was neutralized with minimal disturbance. On the return journey, additional wild boars were encountered attempting to flee. Despite limited time to assess, the team acted decisively. A well-placed shot brought down another animal. A separate group pursued a final target on foot, relying on tracking skills and terrain awareness. Once the animal was located, a series of precise shots brought the pursuit to a close. The sound of the gunfire merged with the barking of the dogs, signaling the end of the operation. These efforts reflect a coordinated strategy to address the growing impact of wild boars in rural and agricultural regions. Through trained personnel, skilled tracking, and efficient execution, wildlife control teams continue to manage this challenging species in a responsible and sustainable manner. A lifeless, dark silhouette lay quietly among the dry leaves, a sign of a completed pursuit. In the state of Ohio, the wild boar population has been expanding at an alarming rate. These animals have rapidly spread across vast territories, causing significant damage to farmlands, local ecosystems, and even posing risks to rural communities. Authorities and wildlife agencies in various countries have raised concerns, noting that wild boars can carry infectious diseases capable of affecting both livestock and humans. As a result, regulated hunting activities have become not only a method of population control, but also a public safety measure. Without timely intervention, the consequences of unchecked growth could be severe, raising questions about long-term environmental damage and economic loss. Wild boars are known for their agility and unpredictable behavior. They often inhabit dense, leaf-covered forests that make detection difficult. Their speed and aggression can pose a serious challenge to anyone attempting to control them. During a recent effort to manage their population, the echo of barking dogs indicated the scent of a nearby wild boar. Moments later, the animal emerged from cover, running at full speed. Responding swiftly and with precision, one shot brought the boar to a stop. The forest soon echoed with gunfire from other directions, confirming that additional wild boars had been encountered. This marked only the beginning of a larger operation. The intensity of the chase reflected the high stakes involved. Moving into the neighboring woods, another figure appeared briefly through the trees. Once in full view, a carefully aimed shot brought the animal down immediately. In another section of the forest, another team member tracked a wild boar's trail. As the animal crossed an open gap, a clean shot ensured a swift end to the chase. But it didn't stop there. A second boar emerged suddenly from behind, prompting another immediate response. The next shot was equally effective, completing that phase of the mission. Elsewhere, two wild boars charged through the underbrush. Quick reflexes and calm precision helped neutralize one of the animals before it could run far. The work continued with focus and urgency, especially as dark clouds signaled incoming rain. Every moment counted. While navigating the brush, the sudden sound of movement drew attention. Another wild boar was located, and with one accurate shot, it was brought to a halt before it could flee. Such operations demonstrate the importance of organized, responsible wildlife management. By monitoring populations and intervening when necessary, local communities can better protect their agricultural resources and minimize ecological impact, ensuring a balanced coexistence between humans and nature.